It's wonderful to be back to Manhattan, and I think we're going to have a wonderful class. What is this class all about this afternoon? One, of course, there's a great deal of excitement about the technological advances that we've achieved and what we're exploring today. You who are not in this room but are participating on iTouch or iPhone or a website are pioneers, and we appreciate your pioneering efforts. With the website, it's a little easier to know how many people are logged in, and it's been very fun over the years to see all the various people in various countries that do join us for these afternoon classes. iPhone and iTouch, we have no way of knowing, so we'd actually like to hear from you. If you're on an iPod or an iTouch, and somewhere, and you may think that you're the farthest one away from Manhattan but still partaking in this class, please let us know. Send us a message, just send an email, go to the website if you can do it on your iPhone, and just say, I was here and I was in Timbuktu. And that would be really helpful, we'd love to know. Technology and educational technologies especially are probably the most exciting frontier, I think, at least in education today. A great deal of effort in many, many colleges and universities across the world, and especially in America, are exploring these new technologies. And the point is not the technology themselves. The point is exactly what you're about to experience. The point is we are in a class environment like happens every day of the year in every school and university across this great country and across the world, teaching and sharing ideas about music. What is exciting about educational technologies is it provides people both in sometimes an interactive way, but also in a passive way, wherever you are, to partake of a great class in a great school like Manhattan School of Music, but also to simply expand other ways that you may think about how you make music wherever you may be. It is an accumulative process. It is an informing process. It is not an end unto itself. It is still about music. This class today is a particular favorite of mine. I was challenged by Michael Tilson-Thomas down at New World Symphony down in Florida, also an extremely advanced community for online and educational technologies, to do a class with instrumentalists on Mahler's music. Now, there's two reasons for that. One is instrumentalists are part and parcel to Mahler's music and Mahler's songs, like more than perhaps a lot of other composers would actually demand. It also is an opportunity for someone who's spent so much time in Mahler's music, both piano and orchestra versions, to discuss elements and circumstances and information about Mahler's music specifically and his songs even more specifically that you may very well not get to in an orchestral environment. Orchestral rehearsals are notoriously short and expedient because of the performance you're preparing for. And to quote a legendary story of Leonard Bernstein regaling the orchestra in Boston at Tanglewood one summer about Mahler and going on about the depth of this and the depth of that and the reason the phrasing happens here and that hasn't. Sarcastically, probably a brass member of the brass, after he was all done with this rather lengthy discussion, was extremely important to understand the context of this polyphony of Mahler at the particular point, raised his hand, or probably didn't even raise, and said, "Maestro, would that be louder or softer?" To which Lenny, and that already brings a laugh, and people have heard that story. What they don't know is what Michael told me the answer was. Lenny, without missing a beat, looked straight at that person, who probably didn't stay in the orchestra much longer after that day, but I don't know, that's my parenthetical, looked at that person and said, actually, it is louder and softer and everything in between. And there was a dead silence in the orchestra. He tapped as he did, and they went on, and it was a different rehearsal from that point on. So, was a sarcastic remark appropriate? Was it necessary? Perhaps. It brought us to the point, and that's what the point of this afternoon is. Exciting as it all, we all pioneers, we're going to talk for 2 hours about the iconography of instrumentation and the background of why Mahler wrote what he wrote for instrument and voice. It's a very exciting subject, and it's a pleasure to be here. I just also want to say one last remark. There have been a lot of people behind the scenes that have put today's possibility together. We are experiencing something that one could call historical today. It has never been done, and it is certainly going to be done a lot. It was assembled by the team here at Manhattan School of Music, as Dr. Sirota mentioned, the leadership, Christiane Orto, who is the head of distance learning program here, but she is surrounded by an army, too many to detail. I can think of Juliana, I can think of Bruce, I can think of a lot of other people, but people have worked hours and hours at a very fast pace over the last couple of weeks, at the initiative as well, I may add, from a company called Instant Encore and Margot Drakos, who is the artistic director of it, who said, look, why don't we, with this app that you have, Thomas, I think we could probably make web streaming possible. Manhattan School of Music has solved a lot of issues that you may, in other institutions or personally, want to solve. And I would really recommend and encourage you to be in touch with Christiane Orto, O-R-T-O, at Manhattan School of Music, and let us help you not reinvent the wheel if you would like to try and do some of these programs. I also would like to say that I have my wonderful wife here, and we would like to say hello to my mother, who is the proud owner since Saturday of her first iTouch. And she is sitting in Walla Walla, Washington, watching me do this and probably giggling even as I introduce. So, hi Mom, I love you. Yes, I did learn something, and you're going to have some fun with Mahler. So here we are, all the family and all the education and all that stuff aside. Do log in. Let me say once again, in case you missed it, www.dl, as in distance learning, dl.msmnyc, Manhattan School of Music, New York City, .edu, education, /live. www.dl.msmnyc.edu/live. We'd love to hear from you. Ask some questions. We will reserve some time at the end of the class for questions that were coming off the net. Für meine Freunde in Deutschland, willkommen. Ich bin wieder gesund. Es tut mir sehr leid für Heidelberg, aber ich bin wieder da und wie Sie sehen, noch bei Stimme. Und jetzt werden wir einen schönen Unterricht und eine Stunde miteinander verbringen. Und alles Gute und liebe Grüße und ich komme bald zurück. Wiedersehen.